Angela with The Source Magazine. Thank you so much for meeting with me.
Thank you for having us.
And congratulations on the New Edition story.
Thank you.
Jesse, you've been trying to do this for the last 10 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what has been hindering it? Like, what took so long?
You know, I guess just the time wasn't right. It was just getting everybody, you know, all 6 guys on the same page and getting the right people in place at the studio at BET.
Yeah.
And once those things all came together, we were shooting.
Yeah.
So it just takes time.
Okay. And how did you get involved with the film? Did you have to audition?
Definitely had to audition.
Okay.
My situation was a little different, and this whole situation was a bit divine. How everyone just came together. I got a call from Elijah Kelly, who plays Ricky Bell, and just inquiring my thoughts on being a part of a New Edition movie.
Yeah.
From then on, I received some sides and instructions to tape myself, self-tape audition, and I sent it in. And the next day, I was on Skype talking to Jesse and Chris about the role. So it's pretty awesome.
Did you have to shadow Johnny to get his mannerisms?
Yes, definitely. We all had to shadow each one of our guys. It wasn't that hard. It was actually really fun. Most of us grew up on those guys and know of those guys, so it wasn't like absolute strangers and had to get tapped into the music. Right. We all kind of were raised on it.
Nice. Yeah. So what would you guys say is the biggest misconception about the group? Something that you had to address, Jesse, in the film, in the biopic.
I would say that they're not about their business. I would, I think in that it's a. Oh, well, let's start with not about these guys love each other, but they're also businessmen. Right. And, if anyone who truly grew up on New Edition, you never really knew about the drama. Right. Because when it came to their fans, they came through and they performed, and still to this day, regardless of personal feelings within the group, you never knew about that.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think what you're going to find out in this movie is that the inner dynamics of New Edition. I think people perceive that certain people are leaders or certain people are responsible for this or that. Right. And in this movie, we peel that back. Right. We show you how it really works, who the leaders are, who has pushed certain things to happen. It all comes out in this film.
Yeah. So why was it so important for you to bring this film to life, Jesse? Where did the passion come from?
I mean, I think it was just, we knew, I've been around them and worked with them on some award shows and getting to kind of see how they really function. It was like, this is not what people think it is. Right. This is a biopic that is like none other. And so that's why it was so important to finally tell the story, because it really is a story.
Absolutely. Now, if we think back to like the late 80s and the 90s, it was so many R&B groups. You think now, where are all the groups? What happened? Right. What's changed?
It's evolved, I think, just on how R&B itself is perceived. Because hip-hop is taking over and now rap is like a thing. But these guys, I mean, you will learn through the movie that these guys paved the way for most of the stuff that's going on today. Just on how R&B mixed. I mean, they were the first group or the first guys to mix hip-hop and R&B. And then next thing you saw Jodeci and different groups like that wearing leather, black leather and stuff like that. Bobby Brown, Belle Biv DeVoe, New Edition itself, they created these ideas, and it's just evolution. And I think there's a group that will come around.
Hopefully.
For sure. Especially hopefully be inspired by this movie.
Right.
Exactly. I mean, I think we kind of show it in the movie that these guys were real dudes from Orchard Park. And, maybe they were in a bow tie and a suit and they were smiling, but they were still Orchard Park dudes. And that was important to them. Right. And everything was about, we still got to go back to OP. Right. Yeah. And so they kept that hip-hop culture. They kept that swag. Yeah. And, it would show through.
Yeah. Were there any challenges on set?
Only when we woke up.
That was it, early morning, slow nights.
It was a lot of challenges. It was a tough schedule, and you have everybody trying to get it right.
Right.
Authenticity was really important. So
Absolutely.
you've got like, Bashir's walking on set and Michael Bivins is calling, going, "I would never wear that shirt."
Right.
Like, how you're not even here? How you see the
Right.
shirt? Right. I got somebody on the set taking pictures, and you just need to change that shirt for
Right.
me.
Yeah. No, it was that. I mean, people care that much.
Right.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I mean, we all individually hurt ourselves in boot camp. Just pulling a muscle, calf muscle or Achilles, because we're always working to the right, so you always got to lean that way. But it's all worth it, in order to get this piece of art that you will see. Yeah,
absolutely.
And those guys came in during those boot camp rehearsals, and so they would have to do the If It Isn't Love choreography with the real New Edition.
Yes.
Whoa.
And so you think that it's, what I learned was, like, it looks like all 6 are doing, or all 5 are doing the exact same thing.
Right.
Am I right? They all have little nuances.
They have little nuances that you had to be. You have to be very particular as the actor. You have to watch your guy,
right?
Because the fans know that Ronnie has a wobble head, and he sits in the middle. He sits in the middle of the guys.
Yeah.
He's the one that holds the guys together, the formation. But he has it. So if Keith didn't get that, the first thing people would be like, hold up. He's dancing like a dancer rather than dancing like Ronnie, being Ronnie, So it was those kinds of things, all the way to the dialect, how we spoke, how we interacted, how we shook hands, how we, we play. I mean, I come in, I'm playing Johnny at 18. So there's Johnny at 18 and then Johnny at 27 and Johnny at 30. 3 different people, 3 different mannerisms, There's the excited, there's a, this, and then there's the cool, I've been around the world, and then there's the, all right, we ready? We on time? Let's get it going. There's a, it's a different, and we all, it was that, you had to be that particular about it.
Yeah,
and I think everyone was, just from the wardrobe to the hair. I mean, the hair, that was another level.
A lot of curls.
That was a lot of curls.
A lot of perms.
And we really tried to tell 6 stories.
Yes.
It's not just one person's story.
Right.
We really are constantly, this is what's going on with Ricky, this is what's going on with Ronnie, Mike and Ralph, Johnny and Bob. So it's, that makes it harder. A lot of times in these things, you pick one person.
Right.
And everybody reacting to what's going on in that person's life. But we really show you all 6.
Right. And how did casting go for the other guys? Audition too, and did New Edition get to pick who they wanted to play
look,
them?
everybody has a unique story. I mean, Algie was, I think, the only one that was a true audition from the very first.
Okay.
There was, the first time Robbie Reed, who cast the film, did a great job.
Yes.
She showed us 20 routes, and we were like, okay, that's it. Algie's the one. But, you still got to go through the process.
Right.
But Algie coming back and forth. Mike Bivins was Mike's wife. Tisha was like, I think Bashir should play you. So we made that phone call.
Yeah.
Took that meeting, lined that up. Elijah, we chased Elijah. I saw him in The Wiz. And I was okay, he could really be Ricky Bell. But Elijah's a guy, you got to call him, and then he doesn't call you back. Then you got to call him. You got to wait for the spirit to be right. And then we eventually got Elijah, and then Elijah begat Luke.
Yeah.
Hey.
And then Fatima and Chris Brown helped us find Woody, who plays Bobby Brown. Woody was a dancer for Chris, who he's never done anything, and he kills it as Bobby.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then Keith, this is really art imitating life. There was another Ronnie DeVoe who fell out with like day 2 boot camp.
Oh, man.
Keith had auditioned for Ronnie and for Ralph. And we didn't pick him. And then we called them and was like, come here tomorrow and you're going to put you through boot camp and then we're going to see how you do.
Wow.
So it was like on the job.
Yeah.
And he came in and they had already been rehearsing and bonding and just like Ronnie in real life.
Yeah.
And he had to come in and meet Ronnie and Brooke,
Yeah.
and just suck it up.
Yeah.
We're all looking at it. We're all looking at like. Art imitates life. I mean, we really were looking at him like, you better come in here and hit these steps, man. I don't know this new guy. I seen him in Straight Outta Compton, but I mean, can he dance? Can he
We're killing him. They're killing him.
You know, but the funny thing about Woody was
same thing.
He was the stunt double for the guy who played Bobby Brown in the Whitney story.
Wow. Look how that happened.
That's the wild thing about that.
And he had the same thing where it was like everybody was unsure and he was doing boot camp and didn't know if he had the job or not. So every day it was like, is he going to get cut from the team?
Right.
He would bust his ass all day and then look, okay, I get to come to work tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah, we were all pretty nervous. I think because he didn't just do that to Woody. He did that to everybody. Mm-hmm. Everybody was kind of like, I remember we would have conversations. It was like, well, I mean, I know we signed this little piece of contract, but you know,
right. I still got to earn it.
I think that's what it was. That helped us get out of our heads as I guess the Hollywood way, and like, oh, we just got it. We can, you know, we had to come in there and give our all, be on time. It was no playing game. We wanted this job. You better work your ass off for it.
That's right.
Listen, I ran into Gary Gray before we went into production, and we talked about Straight Outta Compton, and he talked about how the things he would do so that those guys would become a group. Mm-hmm. You know, Gary had all these director tricks. I don't want to say that we took Gary's tricks, but Chris and I met, and I was like, this is what Gary did Straight Outta Compton. Mm-hmm. Like, they're going to hate us for a while, but they're going to become a group.
Right.
And so it was a lot of like, and you know, Brooke was obviously on the same page too.
Yes.
Cold shoulders, not speaking, and keeping everything on edge, and they all bonded.
Yeah.
So by the time we were shooting, they were a group.
Yeah.
Nice. So it all paid off.
Absolutely.
It all paid off. Awesome. Well, guys, I got 2 bonus questions for you. We're going to play a little game, right? Okay. I'm going to see how good you guys know the group.
Okay.
Okay? No pressure. It's only 2. Okay. So another R&B group in the 90s were inspired by New Edition, and they named themselves after one of their songs. Who was that group?
Boyz II Men.
Yeah. There we go. See?
I didn't agree.
You were in that scene. I didn't agree. You were already on the bus.
I was on.
You were on the bus. You were on the bus in that scene.
I didn't even see that happen.
Yeah.
Yes, 1988. I was only 2 years old.
Wow.
But okay. All right. And what former TV child actor directed N.E. Heartbreak?
Wow.
I'll give you a hint.
I don't even know that.
I was about to say.
Wait, Bill Cosby? No. Okay, yes, he did, because he's in the video.
Right, he's
Malcolm
in it.
Jamal,
That's it.
Warner?
That's it, yep.
Yes. Wow.
Yes, he
I didn't even know that was the part. I thought they were just friends.
No, he directed
I just learned something. Thank you.
High five.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Wow.
That's it, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so it comes January 24th, 25th, 26th.
That's right.
All right,
On
tune in
BET.
on BET.
The New Edition story airs on BET January 24th, 25th, and 26th.
Tune in.